Hang, I said,
And Mr. Clerk, are you working the meeting today, or is Sharita coming, or who?
I'm working it today.
Well, we have the senior clerk.
Okay,
Not
you're
just senior, but senior clerk.
good to go, Mr. Chair.
All right. Thank you very much, STL TV. Don't have my gavel. So we will now call the Ways and Means meeting to order. Mr. Clerk, please call the roll.
Alderwoman Davis. Alderman Vaccaro.
present,
Alderwoman Howard. Alderwoman Tamika Hubbard. Alderwoman Murphy.
Here.
Alderwoman Spencer.
Present.
Alderman Muhammad.
Here.
Alderman Oldenburg. Alderwoman Pam Boyd. Alderwoman Shameen Clark Hubbard.
Here.
Chairman Vollmer.
Present.
Alderwoman Davis. Alderwoman Howard. Alderwoman Tamika Hubbard. Alderman Oldenburg. Alderwoman Pam Boyd. Mr. Chairman, you have 6 present.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Clerk. Next on the agenda is excused Alderman. We'll hold that till the end of the meeting. After that, move for approval of minutes from our last meeting, October 28th, 2020.
I make a
Entertain a
motion.
motion.
I make a motion to approve the minutes.
Second.
All right. With that, Mr. Clerk, please call the roll.
Alderwoman Davis. Alderman Vaccaro.
Aye,
Alderwoman Howard. Alderwoman Tamika Hubbard. Alderwoman Murphy.
Aye.
Alderwoman Spencer.
Aye.
Alderman Muhammad.
Aye.
Alderman Oldenburg. Alderwoman Pam Boyd. Alderwoman Shameen Clark Hubbard.
Aye.
Chairman Vollmer.
Aye.
You have 6 aye votes.
All right. Thank you again, Mr. Clerk. We have before us 5 bills and 1 resolution. And we will move with the members who are not on the committee first. Alderwoman Sarah Martin, are you prepared? Board Bill 169?
Yes, I am. Thank you. Let me start my
Okay.
video.
With that, please proceed.
Sorry, I'm trying to mute another Zoom. This is the story of 20.
Someone needs to mute. There's some noise in the
You want
background.
now.
Sir.
Okay, sorry about that.
Okay.
All right. Thank you very much. And thank you so much for fitting me in on this. This is a little bit of a time sensitive matter. I am, however, here to offer the city free money. I think everyone's going to love it. And it is a grant from the Department of Natural Resources to, which we've already qualified for, we've already received, but we just need to make it official. It's a grant from the VW Trust. If you'll remember a few years ago, there was a class action suit against Volkswagen for misleading their car owners on their emissions. So the Department of Natural Resources for Missouri is handling this trust fund, and they are allowing different political subdivisions and other groups to apply for grants that offset emissions. And I'm very excited. The city of St. Louis, Catherine Warner, who's here today, Director of Sustainability, can talk about this a little bit more, but they applied for a grant for our refuse department to have a fleet of electric trash trucks. So this is exciting. I know other cities across the Midwest and otherwise are doing different trial runs with whether it's police cars or just different types of fleets. Like I know St. Louis is doing the electric buses. So this would just be another way for us to offset emissions and also upgrade our equipment here in St. Louis. I believe Chris Amos, who's Commissioner of Equipment Services, is also with us. So I will, if it's okay with you, Mr. Chair, I'd like.
Yeah, no, you do have two speakers who have signed in. Whichever one would care to go first. We have Chris Amos or Miss Catherine Warner. You choose and let them go.
Ms. Warner, you're ready to go.
Wonderful. Thank you so much. Yeah, I'm Catherine
Kat,
Warner. I'm the
please
city
state your name for the record before you start speaking. Thank you.
I'm Catherine Warner. I'm the Sustainability Director for the City of St. Louis. I work in the Planning and Urban Design Agency and have been in this role for 11 or so years in various parts of the city. And we have been trying to, of course, implement the City of St. Louis Sustainability Plan, which is an adopted plan for the city for more than a decade now, and made great progress. One area, frankly, that we have had a heavier lift is in promoting cleaner vehicles. And part of that was because we did not have the resources to convert and purchase vehicles that would reduce their tailpipe emissions and or eliminate them altogether. So when the state of Missouri was awarded $41 million, the trustee of $41 million for the Volkswagen Trust, this was an opportunity for the city to see if we could get some funding to implement our clean vehicle objectives. The Alderwoman very, very wonderfully, sort of gave the overview, but a couple of small differences. That because of the sort of just sort of convoluted logistics at the state level as to how what you needed to show in order to get some of these funds. There was you had to dismantle and anyway, it was very convoluted, and Chris Amos, who can speak a little bit more about his very adept and creative way to handle the state process. But what it meant was while we did identify some vehicles to be replaced, we are not actually getting electric trash vehicles. We are getting other electric vehicles. We'll be able to use the funds. So anyway, there were several different categories, if you will, that different entities could seek the VW Trust Award funds, and some were for government vehicles, other were for airport efforts, some are for electric vehicle charging stations across the state, and all of these were very, very competitive. And part of the process is you had to sort of propose a competitive amount in order to get the funding. And again, with the Board of Public Service and Chris Amos Equipment Services Division leadership in particular, we were successful so far in 2 different rounds. They've actually held several different rounds and anticipate holding additional ones going forward too. But so far, collectively, the city has been granted or been approved to receive a total of $423,000. And that is just for city fleet. There are some additional awards, successful awards, that the airport has received and actually has some proposals in with the state right now for additional funding to the airport. But the $423,000 or so is what has already been approved, and there are an awful lot of requirements to actually receive those funds. And again, Equipment Services Division has been just stellar in dotting all of those I's and crossing those T's to make sure that we could receive the funds. And so this is an appropriations bill that will help us actually receive and tap into those funds to purchase electric vehicles, which of course are clean. They do not have tailpipe emissions, which cause pollutants and smog and impact our air quality and the health of our citizens. And so what we want to do is use those funds to purchase electric vehicles for municipal fleet. And we have some proposed locations, departments spreading across the city to try and slowly transition the municipal fleet to a cleaner fleet using the VW Trust funding. And of course, it doesn't make much sense to have an electric vehicle if you don't have a charging station to provide the energy to charge that vehicle. So the funds will also be utilized to purchase the associated charging infrastructure and pay for the installation costs. Excuse me, you have to run electricity to the charging stations, and this takes some time and cost some money. So again, none of these things will be borne by paid for through the city budget. These are all being covered by the VW Trust Fund. So that is what you have before you, and I appreciate your consideration so that we can make these purchases and start transitioning our fleet to cleaner vehicles. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much, Ms. Warner. Any questions? I'll go through quickly of Ms. Warner. Alderman Davis, any questions?
No questions, thank you.
All right, Alderman Vaccaro, any questions?
No questions.
Alderwoman Howard?
No questions. I just would like to say that I think this is commendable that we're moving towards more clean energy for the city. Thank you. And it's cost-free for us. Thank you.
Thank you. Alderman Hubbard, any questions or comments?
No question.
All right, thank you. Alderman Murphy?
No questions. It sounds like a very good beginning. Thank you.
All right. Alderman Spencer? Alderwoman Spencer, I apologize. She said she might be in and out, so. All right, Alderman Muhammad, any questions or comments?
No, sir.
All right. Alderman Oldenburg's not with us yet, about 1:30, he said. Alderwoman Pamela Boyd, any questions or comments?
No questions.
All right. And Alderwoman Clark Hubbard.
No questions. Thank you.
All right. None from me. You have another speaker, Mr. Amos. You may proceed.
Good afternoon. I'm not going to belabor the point because you already had the good news.
Okay, please state your name for the record so it's on
I'm
the
sorry.
recording.
My name is Chris Amos. I'm the Commissioner of Equipment Services for the city under the Board of Public Service.
Thank you, sir.
The program has been adequately covered already, so in the interest of your time, I'll omit my remarks unless you have specific questions about what we're doing. Essentially, we're buying 8 electric vehicles now and later in 2021. And they're starting out with Chevrolet Bolts. There's going to be one in the pool the comptroller operates. And that way we'll get maximum exposure of that. One of the mail delivery vehicles supply will be that. And we'll also have a pickup and a van being used by the Facilities Management Division coming later this year. So we'll have a wide variety to find out what the economic impact of these vehicles will be. That's all I have.
All right, thank you, sir. In the interest of time, since we do have a full agenda, if anyone has any questions or comments, raise your hand. If I see no hands raised, we will, Alderman Vaccaro has his hand up. Go ahead, sir.
Just to make a motion, I'll make a motion. We pass Board Bill 169 out with the due pass recommendation.
Second.
Okay. Mr. Clerk, please call the roll.
Alderwoman Davis,
Aye.
Alderman Vaccaro,
Aye.
Alderwoman Howard,
Aye.
Alderwoman Hubbard, Tamika Hubbard,
Aye.
Alderwoman Murphy,
Aye.
Alderwoman Spencer, Alderman Muhammad,
Aye.
Alderman Oldenburg, Alderwoman Boyd,
Aye.
Alderman Shameen Hubbard,
Aye.
Chairman Vollmer,
Aye.
Alderwoman Spencer, Alderman Oldenburg. You have 9 aye votes.
All right, thank you, Mr. Clerk. With that, we have passed Board Bill 169 out with a due pass recommendation to the full board. Thank you very much. You speakers can sign off. Also, you, Alderman Martin, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you all very much. Have a good day.
Okay, next we will take Board Bill 211. Alderwoman Middlebrook is not on the committee. Everyone else is on the committee. So Alderwoman Middlebrook, are you prepared? Ready to go?
Yes, I am.
Okay, and you have one speaker size, Nicole Blummer. Is she online with us too? I see her. Yes, she is. Okay. So please proceed.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Chair and members of the committee. Board Bill 211 is to establish a Clarence Broadway Community Improvement District. It will be comprised of approximately 34 properties that are currently owned by 3 separate property owners. And it will be bound by North Broadway on the west, East Clarence Avenue on the north, Bulwer Avenue on the east, and East Anthelon on the south. I do have Nicole here if you have any questions on this.
Okay. Well, if she's here for questions, what I will do is I'll go through the committee one by one. Alderwoman Davis, any questions of the sponsor or her speaker, Ms. Blummer?
No, thank you.
All right. Thank you very much. Alderwoman Vaccaro, any questions?
No questions.
All right. Alderwoman Howard.
No questions. Thank you.
Thank you. Alderwoman Hubbard.
No question.
All right. Alderwoman Murphy.
No questions. Thank you.
All right. Alderwoman Spencer. Okay. Alderman Muhammad, any questions or comments?
None at all. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Alderman Oldenburg, not with us yet. Alderwoman Pamela Boyd.
No questions.
Thank you. Alderman Clark Hubbard.
No questions. Just, hey, Nicole, good to see you on another side of the city.
All right. With that, Alderwoman Middlebrook, you're ready. You're set to close. Make your closing statement. We'll move on.
Okay, I just renew my motion to please take in consideration for Board Bill 211.
Thank you very much.
I'll make a motion, we pass Board Bill 211 out with a due pass recommendation.
Previous roll.
Oh, we need a second first.
Second.
Okay.
Previous roll.
Been a request for previous roll. Hearing no objection, we pass Board Bill 211 out with a due pass recommendation to the full board. Thank you, Ms. Blummer, and thank you, Alderwoman Middlebrook.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right. We will now move to our esteemed colleagues on the board. Alderwoman Davis, you are a senior of the 3 bills, so we'll take you. Board Bill 210, Alderwoman Davis.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman and members of the committee. Board Bill 210, we are amending City Ordinance number 71047. This is an ordinance that approved a development plan for Olive West LLC. We are currently amending this with 32 properties on Olive between Spring and Vendor. The community has done a lot of improvement, and the district will do better with this amendment. And so I do know that we have available to us Stephen Trampy, who is the developer, and Daniel Cook, and who else is there? This is Scott Riley is here. Yeah, so we can ask them if you'd like to, sir, at this point, to add anything that they would like to add.
Certainly. We'll go alphabetically by height as we typically do. Mr. Cook, anything to add to Alderwoman Davis's presentation?
No, we're the legal representatives for the developer, so we were here and signed as speakers to speak in favor in case there were any technical questions with regard to this bill.
Okay, we'll hold questions then until after. Mr. Riley, anything to add to the presentation? We need to unmute Mr. Riley.
No, I'll echo Dan Cook's statement. We're just here to answer some questions if anything comes up from a legal technical nature.
All right, thank you. And Mr. Tramp, or is it Trampy? I apologize.
Yeah, just briefly,
Please say, if you're going to speak, please state your name for the record,
Yeah,
sir.
Steve Trampy. I'm the developer for Olive West. For those of you who aren't familiar, this is really a unique project, probably the only one like it in the country. We started working on this about 13, 14 years ago. 2008 shut it down. We've now been at it again another 4+ years. And what's unique about it is that it's 2 blocks, both sides of the street, not all the properties, but most of them. And we're using 11 local, national, international architects. And so we're going to have a variety of architectural styles that complements what else is all the architecture in Grand Center. This is not a project anybody would undertake who had any common sense. This is not a for-profit project.
No.
The costs have been far greater than we thought. In the original bill, I think we had 23 million of qualified costs. We're easily at 37 million of qualified costs. And there are a variety of things. Some of you may know, a lot of the building material prices have really just skyrocketed. Right now on lumber, we are paying $30,000 to $35,000 more per house for lumber. These are small houses, just per house. Besides all the other materials. That site hadn't been developed in over 100 years. We've dug up the 1896. We've dug up the cable car tracks that were there at the World's Fair. We've dug up sewer pipe from 1896. And in the site, I just thought I'd tell you some of the things we've pulled out, because it's 5.5 acres, truckloads of bed springs, 8 truckloads of pipe, 3 service station car lifts, dozen of old HVAC units, 12 shredded tanks, over 50 building foundations, in some cases, three different time periods layered on top of each other. And of course, we found a kitchen sink, right? You need a kitchen sink too at the end of the day. So we even have that. So there are 3 changes. The more we've understood about this project, and while I've developed in the city for almost 40 years, this has really been a learning experience. And as we've understood the project, there are three things that we're amending this petition. The first one, as I mentioned, because of the increased cost, we're increasing the assistance from $1,883,000 to $2,950,000. The second one is, it's really tough unless you are salaried to get a loan from a bank, even though interest rates are low. And one of the issues is that the buyers want to know, what is my my SID tax piece going to be? And most of the SIDs are set up where the SID board decides every year, or sets a rate every 3 years. What we decided to do for the buyers and for the lenders is to set it once. And so what we're doing in this is the rate is 1.3%, and that's it. So when you buy the house, whatever you pay, that will be the SID piece of your tax payment, for the SID period. And so it's predictable. You can budget that way, and you know exactly what it is. And it will also, when you sell the house, it would change, but that's to the new buyer. And that is in line. 1.3% would bring the total taxes for a house a little less than what a new house would be assessed in the city. And the third change we're making is that on the north side of the street, where we have single family lots, which is different than the south, we thought it's possible that maybe somebody would bring in another prominent architect or some other architect they wanted to use that we would approve of, and they would build their own house, and we would sell them the lot. We did not have a mechanism in the SID petition of how that lot would fall under the SID. So we've changed it so that house will also be under the SID, even if we end up not building it. So those are the three changes. We haven't listed any of the houses yet. We expect we don't have anything done, any houses done. But we expect in the next 2 weeks, we will list the first several. We have 8 out of the ground. And unfortunately, we've paid for the lumber for about 6 of them already. And unfortunately, we have to pay for more. But anyway, it's an exciting, it will get a lot of national and international press when it's done. And it is just different than anything I've ever been involved in. So I'll conclude with that.
Thank you
Okay,
very
thank
much.
you. All right, thank you. Marlene, please proceed.
Thank you, sir. So I really do appreciate Mr. Trampy, because he is a developer that gets so excited, and most especially when there's a challenge. And this is a challenge. And I do appreciate the way they're using this tool by having a community.
Someone needs to mute, please. Please mute.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Are you ready?
Yeah, go ahead.
So this is really unique because they're using a community improvement district, a CID, to help with this project. And that's what we've been talking about, how to be creative in development. This project is going to definitely do something and give new ideas for people wanting to come and develop in the city. And believe me, when we have our conversation about inviting developers to all of the city of St. Louis, Steve Trampy has to be among one of the speakers. And that's all I have to share, sir.
All right, thank you, Madam Vice. With that, we're going to open up the questions with the committee. Mr. Cook or Mr. Riley, since if you are answering any questions, please state your names, as you haven't really given anything before you answer a question. I appreciate that. With that, we'll go to Alderman Vaccaro. Any questions of Mr. Cook, Riley, Trampy, or Madam Vice?
Maybe just Madam Vice. He mentioned 3 amendments. Are they in this bill? It said there's 3 changes to.
They're all in the same bill, right? They're
all in the same bill.
Right. Those are the 3 changes, right? Amendment. Yeah.
Yeah. So the percentage of the CID, the actual adding additional properties, and also it was something else. I just looked over it. What was the other one, Steve?
Yeah, it's the increase in assistance. It's setting the tax rate at 1.3%, and it's the mechanism in case we sell a lot and not a house.
Mm-hmm.
It's all in the same petition.
Oh, okay. I mean, because usually when you talk about amending something, you had something prior that you're amending.
Right. We identified the ordinance that we're amending, and it was passed December 26, 2019.
Okay. I had no other questions. I just didn't know if it was all in this. No, I'm fine.
All right, no further questions. Thank you, sir. Alderman Howard, any questions of the sponsor or her representatives?
Madam Vice Chair, these will all be single-family homes. Is that correct?
No.
No.
Stephen.
Actually, they probably will be. We've been struggling with the corner property. We originally were going to do as a small apartment project, but
that's what I was referring to. Okay.
But the prospective buyers have expressed that they're not comfortable. Well, they prefer not to share the amenities with people that rent. They'd rather have the whole community be for sale.
Okay.
And so we've scaled that building down. Well, so the economics have gotten actually worse because we were going to build 34 units. We're now probably going to build 14 units. So the economics are a lot worse on that piece, but I think that piece fits better with the rest of the project.
So let me ask you, I have one more question. So you've basically scrubbed this whole area, and it'll be all ground up building. You're not saving any of the older buildings that were there.
There was one historic building that we did save. It's almost completely rehabbed now. It will have a health club. It's a small building, not big. Health club on one floor, kind of a community meeting room on the floor, and then above there are 2 small condos on the 3rd floor. And then it's the old Wolfner School for the Blind, or library.
Yeah. Now, this is going to be a complete development where you'll have amenities for the individual homeowners, et cetera.
Correct. Right.
Okay, that's all. Thank you so much. I'll have to read more about it. I look forward to it. Thank you.
Thank you, Alderwoman. Alderwoman Hubbard, any questions of the sponsor?
No question.
Thank you very much. Alderwoman Murphy.
No question. It sounds very exciting. Good luck.
All right. Alderwoman Spencer, have you rejoined us? No. Alderman Muhammad, any questions?
No.
All right. Thank you, sir. Alderman Oldenburg, have you joined us yet? No. All right. And Alderwoman Pamela Boyd, any questions?
I don't have any questions. I just have a comment. When you get tired of over there in the 19th, 27th, they open doors to you.
Thank you.
Because it seems like you like challenges.
Oh, I'm sick. I'm a sick man.
No questions.
All right. Thank you. Alderman Clark Hubbard.
No questions, thank you.
All right. Thank all of you. All right. Seems like a valiant undertaking. Have you got any archaeologists out there looking to make sure there's no dinosaurs or anything on while you're out there also? No?
Well, we've found a lot of things that we've saved there. It was first, they were common fields for French farmers, and it was mainly French women that first owned these parcels.
Huh.
Very interesting. And they got attacked by Indians and had to retreat.
Need to create a museum room somewhere.
Well, actually, in the brochure, I've written a history. In the brochure of the property, there's a history of the block in the back of it.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much. Madam Vice Chair, you are welcome to close.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. For those who were on the HUD's committee meeting, this is the project that I said would complement the apartments that we talked about at the HUD's meeting, because I knew that there will also be some new homes being built as well. So I thank you for listening, asking questions, and I ask for favorable approval for Board Bill 210.
Okay, entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion. We pass Board Bill 210 out with the due pass recommendation.
Second.
Previous roll.
Okay, hearing no objection to previous roll, Board Bill 210 will pass out with the due pass recommendation to the full board. Thank all of you. Mr. Cook, Riley, and Trampy, you are welcome to sign off. Thank you.
Thank you.
Madam Chair, you must stay.
Thank you.
All right. With that, we will go to Alderwoman Howard. Board Bill 219.
Yes, Board Bill 219 establishes a community improvement district for the area known as 4350 South Kings Highway Community Improvement District. These parcels are limited to 4 parcels owned by Cornerstone Sogro near the intersection of Kings Highway and Chippewa, formerly the Armory, St. Mary Magdalene, a used car lot. And they're consolidating these properties, and then the property behind will construct an apartment complex in 3 phases. The first phase is anticipated to commence later this year. The parcels have been declared blighted, and a redevelopment plan was approved with Board Bill 142, third read and approved last week. The property owner development of the parcels has been awarded phased tax abatement on improvements at the level of 95% for 15 years and 90% for 5 years. As a way to monetize the tax abatement, the property owners have filed the petition for the SID and will impose a SID special assessment upon the parcels. The special assessment is anticipated to be in an amount consistent with taxes that would have been imposed but for the abatement. The proceeds of this assessment will be used to reimburse the developer for SID eligible costs incurred in the remediation of blight in the area, including but not limited to costs related to demolition, reconstruction, infrastructure, and utilities. I asked the committee for favorable. I also have along here Missy McCoy, who is here to answer any questions. I believe she's on, isn't she? No?
Dave Sweeney sent me. Dave's and she I believe are trying to get a link. STL TV. Can we get a link sent to Mr. Sweeney? Do you need his email address?
Yes.
You do need it? You don't have it?
No, I don't have.
Okay,
It was sent to Anthony.
okay.
Was-
He's just sent me a text.
Mr. Chair,
Yes.
unless anybody has questions, I don't know that it's necessary.
I think there's a note from David says there's a committee sub for the bill, which should be
The
before
swing
us.
is coming on now.
Okay,
All right, because he mentioned there's a note that there's a committee sub, so,
the committee
we-
sub is in the folder.
okay,
Okay.
so, all right, there he is. I sent him my link. Dave, you need to unmute. There you go.
Somebody
You're listed as
muted me. I've requested several invites. Glad to be here.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, so, Madam Chair, Madam Howard, do you need, Mr. Sweeney to speak, or Missy McCarr you were speaking of?
I need to speak if I may, Mr. Chair. Just
Sir,
I would
please
like
state your
it.
name for the record.
Thank you. My name is David Sweeney with Lewis Rice on behalf of the developer Sogro. Chairman Ballmer and Clerk Kennedy, the petitioners requesting the approval for the formation of the 4350 South Kings Highway SID have filed an amended petition with the City Register. It is in accordance with the requirements of Missouri, revised statute 67.1421. And we, on behalf of the petitioners, request that you please make an announcement to provide notice of the contents of the amended petition during this public hearing. The contents of the amended petition are as follows: the extension of the term of the SID from 25 years to 30 years, and the inclusion of the name of the 5th board member of the SID. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Sweeney. Okay, with that, if there's no other further input, does Ms. McCoy need to speak? Alderwoman Howard, you had mentioned her.
She's in my office here if there's any questions.
Okay, all right, thank you, Mr. Sweeney. All right, with that, we'll turn it over to questions. Madam Vice, Alderwoman Davis, any questions?
No questions.
All right. Alderman Vaccaro.
No questions. Maybe one.
Okay.
So is the board bill as amended in front of us now?
A board bill
It's-
committee.
Committee.
The committee,
The committee sub, is that before us, correct?
right.
Yes, it is.
Is that what's before, is that what we're? I'm confused because we got board bill 219, but we don't have board bill 219 as amended in front of us.
Well, it's not an amendment, it's a committee sub.
It's a committee sub.
But we're not, there's no amendments to the bill.
And that's
Thank
in front of us.
Yes.
Okay, that's fine. I really have questions. I just was curious.
Okay.
Let me direct you to the folder, Alderman Vaccaro. The committee sub is in the folder with all the other bills.
No, that's fine. I just, when I wrote down, it said board bill 219, I just need to change it. We're doing 219 committee sub.
Correct.
Right.
Yes.
And so I was just going by when we introduced it was just board bill 219.
Okay.
But it's just for my own records.
Okay.
Okay.
Anything further? All
No.
right, thank you, sir. Alderman Howard, you have no questions of yourself, do you? All right.
No.
Well, sometimes
I
Alderman
do, but
Vaccaro
not
can-
for this format. Thank you very
Alderman
much.
Vaccaro can confuse you sometimes, so maybe I didn't know. Okay. Alderwoman Hubbard, any questions? Alderman Hubbard? All right, hearing none. Alderman Murphy, any questions?
Yeah, just, it might be a typo, or just maybe I need an explanation. When you look at the main components, it says purpose, prepared action, main components. It's about, let's see, 4 bullets down. It says the SID generally is bounded by North Tucker.
That was,
Mr. Sweeney?
yes, that was amended and is in the committee sub as Alderwoman Howard.
Okay. I can't find the committee sub. I figured it was in there somewhere. Okay. I thought it was probably a typo. Thank you.
Thank you.
That's all.
Thank you, Alderman. Alderman Spencer? No? Okay, Alderman Muhammad?
No questions.
All right, thank you, sir. Has Alderman Oldenburg joined us yet? No? Okay. Alderwoman Pam Boyd?
No questions.
Thank you. Alderman Clark Hubbard?
No questions, thank you.
All right, thank you. All right, so now is anything happening with the Avalon Show site in this particular bill, or no?
No, the Garcias own that now. I don't know what they're going to do yet, but it's in good hands.
Okay, no, the Garcias are very good people.
Right.
All right. I see that Missy McCoy has a hand up. Ms. McCoy, are you there? Please state your name if are that you? Oh, I see a hand raised on my screen.
She's here with me now because.
Okay, all right.
we could both
Okay,
join.
well,
Thank you.
I'll lower all hands then. All right. Okay. Since there are no further questions, Alderman Howard, you're welcome to close.
I would like for the committee to favorably consider and pass on to the floor Board Bill 219 committee substitute.
Okay, I'll entertain a motion.
I will make a motion. We pass Board Bill 219 committee.
Second.
With the due pass recommendation, previous roll.
Second.
Okay.
Previous roll.
Hearing no objection to previous roll, we have passed Board Bill 219 committee sub out with a due pass recommendation to the full board. Mr. Sweeney, Ms. McCoy, thank you very much.
Thank you.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Committee.
Okay. With that, we move on to Board Bill 236, Alderman Muhammad. Alderman Muhammad.
Yes, thank you, Mr. Chairman. I apologize. Thank you very much.
Okay.
I
see you
appreciate
have
the
a-
committee's time.
You have a Board Bill 236 and Resolution 87. Does one have to go before the other, or?
Yes, Mr. Chairman. Can the clerk please read the resolution in its entirety?
Okay, so before us is Resolution 87 first. So go ahead, Mr. Clerk, at the request of the sponsor.
Resolution 87, intention to establish O'Fallon Penrose Special Business District. Whereas this honorable Board of Aldermen has received petitions from owners of real property on which is paid and ad valorem real property taxes in the proposed special district to be known as the O'Fallon Penrose Special Business District. And whereas the O'Fallon Penrose Special Business District shall be formed in that portion of the city of St. Louis within the maximum commonly known boundaries beginning at Mark Twain Expressway on the north going easterly along Bircher Avenue in City Block 4403.26 easterly to Von Pool in City Block southerly along Linton Avenue to West Florissant Avenue in City Block 3600.00 to Mary Avenue, continued easterly toward Wayne Avenue in City Block 5037.00, continuing southwardly to Kossuth. Whereas Section 71790 to 71808 revised Missouri statutes require that the governing body of the city must adopt a resolution of intention to establish a special business district prior to such establishment. Now, therefore, be it resolved that this honorable Board of Aldermen herewith states its intention to establish a special business district under provisions of Section 71790.71808 revised Missouri Code to be known as the O'Fallon Penrose Business District, or such other name that is deemed appropriate. And be it further resolved that this honorable Board of Aldermen hereby directs the Ways and Means Committee to hold a public hearing to consider the establishment of the proposed O'Fallon Penrose Special Business District on Wednesday, January 20th, 2021 at 1 p.m. Via Zoom webinar. Introduced this 8th day of January 2021 by the Honorable John Collins Muhammad, Alderman 21st Ward.
Yes, thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chief Clerk. Their resolution, of course, is announcing our intentions to establish the special business district. And with that, Mr. Chairman, we can move to the board bill. Can we pass them both simultaneously at the same time?
You should pass the resolution first.
Okay. Well, Mr. Chairman, if any of the members of the committee have any questions, I can answer, but I have no further comments.
Alderman Davis, any questions or comments?
None, thank you.
All right, Alderman Carl.
No, you can add me to it if you like, but no questions.
All right.
Thank you, Alderman.
Alderman Howard.
No questions.
All right. Alderman Hubbard. Okay. Alderman Murphy.
No questions. Good luck.
All right.
Sounds good.
Alderman Spencer. Not with us. Alderman Oldenburg joined us yet? No? Okay, Alderman Pam Boyd.
No questions.
All right. Alderman Clark Hubbard.
No questions, thank you.
All right, thank you. And I have none either. With that, I'll entertain a motion to pass resolution 87 out with a due pass recommendation.
So moved.
Second and previous roll.
Hearing no objection to previous roll, resolution 87 is passed out with a due pass recommendation. Okay, Board Bill 236, Alderman Mohammed, please proceed.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Board Bill 236 is an amendment to a board bill that we previously passed this session. It's just cleaning up some of the language and making sure that we are in compliance with the law and establishing this special business district. That's all my comments, Mr. Chairman. If any other members have questions, I can answer.
Okay, that we will go through. Alderman Davis, any questions of the sponsor?
No, sir, thank you.
All right, Alderman Carl.
No questions.
Okay, Alderman Howard.
No questions. Thank you.
Okay, Alderman Hubbard is not with us. Alderman Murphy.
No questions, thank you.
Okay, Alderman Spencer has left us also. And Alderman Oldenburg not with us yet. Alderman Pam Boyd. No questions? I'll take
No
it.
questions.
All right. Alderman Clark Hubbard.
No questions, thank you.
All right. I have no comments or questions either. So with that, we'll enter.
So moved.
Doesn't he have to close on it or no?
Oh, I'm sorry. I apologize. We're moving so fast. I can't keep up with myself.
That's okay.
Alderman Muhammad, please close.
You didn't move past yourself,
Thank you.
Chair.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I have no further comments about this board bill. It's just as establishing a special business district, assuming that voters will pass this in April. I have nothing else to add, Mr. Chairman.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. With that, I will
You renew your
entertain a motion for board bill.
But doesn't he have to
236?
renew his motion?
Not necessarily.
Okay,
You can renew your haircut.
I need one. Well, then I will make a motion. We pass Board Bill 236 out with the due pass recommendation
Second,
in previous roll.
previous roll, yeah.
Okay, hearing no opposition to previous roll, we have passed Board Bill 236 out. What I thought was going to be a 2 or 3 hour meeting is done in 48 minutes.
Wow.
I'll make my family function. We are meeting Tuesday at 1 o'clock. Two of the other bills, thinking this was going to go much longer. We moved 2 bills that will be taking quite some time, I would think, on Tuesday at 1 o'clock. So with that, I will excuse Alderman Oldenburg for necessary absence. And I will entertain a motion to adjourn till Tuesday, the 26th of January, 2021.
So
So
moved.
moved. Second.
All right. And let's see you on Tuesday. Thank you. Everybody be safe.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you.
All right, bye-bye.